appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies, and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing.
Now, your Breakfast Club weather forecast.
Hello, everyone. I am Kevin James with a quick check of your WVVC weather forecast. For today, Monday, our first day of winter, skies will be cloudy as our highs will be in the upper 30s. For tonight, we can expect a chance for periods of rain and snow showers. Our lows will be in the low 30s, as we may see about an inch of snow. For tomorrow, Tuesday, it will be partly cloudy and windy with a chance for snow showers. We could see about an inch of snow as our highs will be in the mid-30s. For Tuesday night, it will be cloudy and breezy with a chance for snow showers. Our lows will be near 25, as we could see about an inch of snow. For the long-range outlook, as we look ahead to the Christmas holiday, we will see partly cloudy skies with chances for rain and snow showers through the end of the week. Winter officially began this morning at 5:02 a.m. With your weather forecast, I'm Kevin James on WVVC Utica, New York.
Yeah, and that old Paul Harvey bit, I heard it over the weekend and decided I wanted to share it because I'd heard it before years ago, but it just really jumped to my mind as so pertinent for what's happening in the world right now.
Paul Harvey he was so cool. He's a voice that is really missed.
Yeah.
I don't know if we really see somebody that takes some intellectual wisdom, combines it with real holy wisdom, and puts it into a short, edible slice.
Yes.
That really is missed. That would be really kind of nice. And I remember long ago in the 80s, I think it was, I worked at Rome Research Corporation.
Yeah.
And the spot we worked at, the guy that ran the shop had two demands. One was when Paul Harvey came on at noon, that radio was on the station that ran Paul Harvey. And we listened to Paul Harvey. The other thing was he ran like the maintenance shop, the machine shop, and anything that had to be created for our site. Friday at 3 o'clock, everybody stops what they're doing, and we clean the shop.
Yeah.
And the shop is ready for the next week.
Yep.
And it was pretty cool. It worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
That was great. That was great.
So it's Monday, and we're back after a slightly extended absence.
After our hiatus.
And it was an unplanned hiatus. Anybody who knows where we are knows that we are on top of a mountain, if you will, a hill. And thanks to that nifty storm we had on Thursday, we weren't able to get up this hill from Thursday right straight through till yesterday, which is why you didn't have Kingdom Praise with Brother Ray, which is why you heard a repeat of Truth Dealer over the weekend because we literally could not get up this hill.
Yeah.
It was like, oh,
When the plow guy can't make it.
Yeah.
we can't make it.
We can't make it. And the plow guy got himself stuck on top of the hill. So,
did he really?
He did. He did. But now we're plowed. We're back.
Is that why he saves us for last? Because we are one of his more difficult assignments, and he wants to make sure everything else is done before he either gets stuck or breaks the truck trying.
Yeah. We call this Mercy Hill, but in the winter we call it Have Mercy Hill. That's what it is.
Have mercy.
Have mercy. All right.
So let us have mercy as we start our day. Father God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for a new opportunity to praise you. We pray, Lord, for health and wisdom. And Father, we pray as we enter this day that we hear your word, walk in your steps, that we be filled with your Holy Spirit, and we be filled with your Holy Spirit and manifest your greatness, your goodness, and your love here on this earth. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
First on your FM dial, WVVC Dolesville, Utica, Rome. Inspo Radio 88.1 FM.
You know, this next song I put on the album just because I happen to love this song. You may have seen the video on CMT or TNN, or you may have heard it on your local radio station. It's simply called the Christmas Here's Your Sign song.
I took my son to the mall the other day to see Santa Claus. The woman in line behind me says, "Hey, is that Santa Claus up there?" I said, "No, ma'am, that's a Kenny Rogers stunt double. Here's your sign." The other day I bought a wreath to go on our front door. As I was walking out of the store, a man stopped me and said, "Hey, you gonna hang that on your door?" I said, "No, sir, it's a Christmas toilet seat cover. Got the idea from Martha Stewart."
Here's your sign, here's your sign, here's your stupid sign. Act it done, so have some fun and wear your stupid sign. Oh, here's your sign, here's your sign, here's your stupid sign. You lost your mind, so pay the fine and wear your stupid sign.
I hung those little Christmas lights on my house, you know, the kind that blink on and off. My neighbor comes over and says, "Hey, Bill, how do you get those to blink on and off like that?" I said, "I got my son inside, plugging it, unplugging it, plugging it, unplugging it. Here's your sign." I took my family by a Christmas tree the other night. When we walked onto the lot, this guy walked up and says, "Hey, y'all here to buy a Christmas tree?" I said, "No, sir, my son's got to go to the bathroom. These trees look really inviting."
Here's your sign, here's your sign, here's your stupid sign. Act it done, so have some fun and wear your stupid sign. Oh, here's your sign, here's your sign, here's your stupid sign. You lost your mind, so pay the fine and wear your stupid sign. Have no fear, we're spreading cheer during Christmas time.
The other night, my family and I were walking through the neighborhood looking at all the Christmas decorations, and we came upon this house that had a manger scene. Now, there was this whole group of people looking at it when I overheard this one guy say, "Hey, are those the three wise men?" I said, "No, sir, that's ZZ Top doing a Farm Aid concert."
Here's your sign, here's your sign, here's your stupid sign. You act it done, so have some fun and wear your stupid sign. Oh, here's your sign, here's your sign, here's your stupid sign. You lost your mind, so pay the fine and wear your stupid sign. Here's your sign, here's your sign, here's your stupid sign.
And finally, my wife and I were in a grocery store the other day, and I heard a woman ask the clerk, "Do you know what time midnight mass starts on Christmas Eve?" And in the holiday spirit, I walked over and said, "Here's your sign. Happy holidays, everybody."
Yeah, it wouldn't be Christmas without a little bit of a little bit of Bill Engvall right there.
Well, there you have it.
There you have it.
Here's your sign.
Love it, love it, love it. So it is the Monday before Christmas. 'Twas the Monday before Christmas.
The Monday before Christmas, it'll be the shortest day of the year.
Today is the winter solstice.
The longest night of the year. And we are also going to have, for the first time, like 800
years. You're talking
Something
about
like
the,
that?
what do they call it?
The conjunction.
Conjunction,
The
yes.
Great Conjunction.
I hear they have medications for that now.
Jupiter and Saturn.
If you get conjuncted, they got medications for
Is
that.
how you get conjunctivitis? Conjunctionitis.
Conjunctionitis, yes. Yes, that's very cool. The question becomes, will it be too cloudy to see?
Yeah.
Said conjunction.
And it's going to happen shortly after sunset.
Yeah.
And you have to look to the southwest. So look for the bright and shining star in the southwest, and where the three guys with the beards and camels are coming from.
Yeah, ZZ Top doing the Farm Aid concert. Yep. Got it. All right. Well, again, it is Monday. 1 week you got less than a week to shop for Christmas, folks. How about you, Walt? You all shopped up?
I thought Santa did all that stuff.
I can neither confirm nor deny. Oh man. Hey, we're only in the little box on TV.
We're in the little box?
You're in the little box.
Why?
I think our producer is going to reach the phone and,
and make a notification?
Make a notification and tell you that we're only on a little box. And I did forget to mention that your weather forecast brought to you by Forever Leather and the New Hartford Shopping Center, so I'm slipping this
Charlie
morning.
Seeley with his herd of cowhide goods.
Yeah.
He has got really cool jackets. He's got really cool coats, really cool leather hats, and also, thing I really like, leather gloves.
Yes.
All sorts of different kinds of leather gloves.
And after all the shoveling and everything done this past week, I think I need a pair of gloves myself. I cannot lie.
Did you wear the old ones out?
Yeah. 315-734-0922, Forever Leather.
Now, your local headlines from the Breakfast Club.
All right, so here's one to get you in the holiday spirit.
Boy.
According to store management, Franco's Pizza in Ilion was robbed this past week. Now, I don't know if you know anything about Franco's down in Ilion, and they've also got a store in Westmoreland. They give to the community a lot. A lot of times they do free, like for Thanksgiving and Christmas, they'll do you don't have money for food, you don't have a family yet, come on in, get some free pizza. They do that every year. They won't be doing it this year though. They said that thousands of dollars stolen from their property. Ilion police responded to the larceny call. Franco says the community has overwhelmingly shown their support. A GoFundMe page was set up and already collected over $4,000.
Okay.
Trying to keep them going. Franco's had, like I said, has a history of generosity in the community, and it's unbelievable that people would do this. And from what I heard on Facebook, it was actually an employee.
Oh.
Even worse when it's one of your own employees that says, yeah, gonna take this.
Somebody walked away with the dough from Franco's.
Yeah. A sad.
So now they don't have any dough to give away.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
It is a shame. And other news, in, I guess, positive news, union leaders with the United Mine Workers 717, which represents the former Remington workers who lost their jobs during the bankruptcy at Remington. They held a meeting yesterday morning into the early afternoon at Ilion Hall. Union leaders learned that about 200 of the laid-off 585 workers received a letter this week from Round Hill Group, the new owners of Remington. The union leaders say the letter talked to each employee about being rehired at a salary, but also asked them to waive their rights to any severance payments or other benefits from their former employer.
Oh, boy.
So there's that. Former Remington workers have been picketing for the past several weeks over their lost severance and other benefits from the former owners, which in many cases, awful lot of money. Terrible. The workers have until 5 o'clock today to make their decision.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Nice little short,
yeah,
short window to make a decision. Ridiculous, but I mean, for 200 of them, it could be, a job, and that's really what most everybody wants. But when you put in year after year after year, and you have a 401k, and now you're being told that you can't have access to your retirement benefit, your 401k, any of that, no severance, no nothing.
Oh, boy.
That's nonsense, in my personal opinion. But, again, they've got till 5 o'clock today.
Half a Santa?
Half a Santa. And in a world where cinemas are having an awful time, there is some bright news out of Saratoga Springs and Schenectady. Okay. Bowtie Cinemas reopened their theaters on Friday, both in Saratoga Springs and Schenectady. The multiplexes will be showing their new releases like Wonder Woman 1984 and News of the World with Tom Hanks. So they're open back up. Capacity again, thanks to current rules, will be 25%. Seats can be reserved online. And they say if you have safety concerns, you can reserve an entire auditorium for a family of up to 20 people. So there you go. I'm telling you, here's one thing that I'm going to say. I read an article over the weekend, and I believe it is 100% on the money. The movie industry just underwent a shift that it would have taken years to happen. It did it in 1 year. Why? Because of COVID. Now you've got Warner Media saying that every one of their new releases will be released simultaneously in the theater and on HBO Max. So they're leveraging their streaming platform. And there's word that Disney is probably going to do the same thing. They have Disney Plus. They're getting ready to jack the rate on Disney Plus. If they haven't already.
Are they?
Yes, it was $6.99, and I heard it's going up. I haven't heard what to. I do subscribe to it. I know I have a couple friends who are like, why are you feeding money to the beast? Yeah, because they own Star Wars. They've got me. They've got me hooked. But that is a thing that is, it's just... It's sad, but that's the way it's going. It looks like theaters are going to be crunched out in this whole what is it? We're calling it the Great Reset, right? Isn't that what the politicians are calling 2020? The Great Reset 2020?
I call it the Great Depress set.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
The Great Depressant.
Yes. And I will say that it used to be like between 60 and 90 days was the theater run for a movie. And then it would come out on video. And you've noticed that window has been shrinking and shrinking to where pretty much 1 week it's out of the theater and the next week it's on video. Now it looks like video and theater are going to happen in a lot of places at the same time. So that's going to hurt the smaller theaters like Little Falls.
Oh, yeah. Even any theater.
Yeah.
And actually, the margin that theaters run on really is the popcorn sales.
Well, that you wonder why... going into a theater and getting popcorn, you could pretty much, finance an Oldsmobile for the same amount of money that you're spending on goods is because they make zero money on the movie, or at least very close to it. It's really unbelievable. It's very, very thin margin. So, yeah, you're right. It's all the concessions. That's how they stay alive. So, should be interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's talk about holidays, shall we?
Holidays?
Yeah.
Oh. What's going on now?
All right, here we go. Very important stuff to celebrate today. Are you ready? It is National French Fried Shrimp Day. So, break out your French fried shrimp.
French fried shrimp.
French fried shrimp.
It's National French Fried Shrimp Day.
That's right.
I didn't even think it was a state holiday. I mean, I thought maybe, maybe around Delaware or, Maryland, one of those coastal kind of places,
Yeah.
I mean, where do they catch shrimp off of?
The Walmart.
Oh, okay.
Walmart.
It's a back lot at Walmart.
Exactly.
Out where the trucks are.
Out where the trucks are. That's where they catch the shrimp. It is also, and some people will be happy with this one, Crossword Puzzle Day.
Oh?
I'm sure plenty of people will be celebrating that anyway.
Are you good at crosswords?
I'm not. My wife is, though.
I kind of like to play with them, but I find that I'm not good at them. But I understand that once you do crosswords long enough, there's a lot of the same tricks that are always popping up and that make you better, faster, quicker, easier.
Yes.
Like I found a place where I can do online Sudoku. And I like doing Sudoku, but the thing is, that's very humbling, Al. This is not to celebrate about. Like about 2,000 people play this online Sudoku, and they show me where I rank. Let's stop there.
We'll stop there.
I will say that cause for celebration, I'm not at the bottom. I am not number 2,000.
Oh, man. Today is also National Humbug Day.
Humbug.
Humbug. Yes, National Humbug Day.
It's Scrooge Day, huh?
It's Scrooge Day.
Bah, humbug.
It is also, today is also.
Oh, the Dickens.
It's also the day that we exclude 49 states and celebrate one.
Oh,
one state.
All right, wait. Okay, let's see. December, we're getting close.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
It is National Maine Day.
Maine Day.
Which probably goes hand in hand with that National French Fried Shrimp Day. It's National Maine Day. So there you go.
You're thinking lobsters out.
Oh, that's right.
No.
Would it be bad for me to say I hate seafood? I don't like seafood. Unless you deep fry it to the point, like maybe that French fried shrimp. You know, if you deep fry it and bread it to where I can't tell what it is, I'm fine with it.
I really like a what do they call it? Those beef and seafood kind of meals.
Yeah, surf and
turf.
Yes.
I like surf and turf.
Yes, good stuff there, I suppose, for some people. And it's also National Flashlight Day.
Do you see the light?
So break out your flashlight.
No, the batteries are dead. So tomorrow is Battery Day. We celebrate National Battery Day.
Oh, man. And it is National Homeless Persons Remembrance Day.
Homeless Persons Remembrance Day. How can you forget them? They're right there on the street.
I was going to say, it's interesting because you're remembering them as a whole because you didn't remember them when they were alive. So let's just go ahead and move along on that. I got nothing.
Next.
It's Monday. I'm tired.
Next.
I'm tired. All right. Your WVVC Gas Tracker brought to you by Big Dog Motors.
Big Dog Motors, where Todd Gookin's got everything you need to keep your wheels rolling smooth. Todd's got the body shop. He's got the mechanical shop. He can help you out. Like maybe you had one of those little fender benders and you need a little help on your deductible. He can help you with that.
Yeah.
He can also help you with inspections. He can even help you with inspections on your big boy toys.
Yeah. Big Dog Motors, 315-444-9028. Their web address, bigdogmotorsinc.com, and they're located at 4262 Acme Road in Frankfort. Cheapest gas today.
Da-da-da.
Mohawk Fuel, $2.17 a gallon.
I think they went up.
Get this.
Or maybe they're holding, but.
Kinney Drugs on Oriskany Boulevard. $2.19. And that concludes our 219 club. Moving along. Burn Dairy on Oriskany Boulevard, $2.25. Speedway on Oriskany Boulevard, $2.25. Speedway on South Genesee Street, $2.29. Speedway on North Genesee Street, $2.29.
Come on, Biden isn't president yet.
It is the week. 'Twas the week before Christmas, and the gas prices are going through the roof.
Going through the house.
Yes. Holy cow. Most expensive gas for today. Fast Track on Herkimer Road and Keys Road. That's right up there in Schuyler. $2.41 is the most expensive reported gas
Starting
today.
to hit that $2.50 mark.
We're getting close.
Yeah.
So what's going on outside the area, Walt?
Oh, speaking of things going up, Congress finally reached the $900 billion COVID-19 relief bill that they've been working on for 2 months.
Did they actually agree on this and move it along?
Yes,
pass it up
it's
along?
moved along. It's passed. Although they say that now, this is kind of funny to me, that they're working on some ligature in there.
Ligature.
They want to get some fine. But I thought that if you signed off on it,
it was done.
All the fine print was done.
I thought so too.
So how can you still be working on the fine print when
can we
you
work
said that
on this
you've
with like
signed
the
off
bank?
on it?
With like the bank, if I like buy a house and I sign the papers, can I go back and
yeah,
say,
I just want to change the little fine print,
Yeah.
where it's like the bank pays the taxes,
Yeah.
okay, and the bank is going to cover this, and my mortgage is $1 a month.
There you go.
That's just a little fine print here and there.
Yeah, a little something.
Mr. McConnell said he is calling it a major rescue package with targeted policies to help struggling Americans. He didn't include any mention of lockdowns or shutdowns or businesses or other operations. He said the bill would provide huge sums for the logistics of distributing vaccines for the coronavirus. Now, this is another thing. I thought Trump was going to be using the military system to help
that's what I had heard.
The virus.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you need huge sums to distribute the virus.
Well, we're not distributing the virus. We're
somebody
distributing the vaccine.
That was very happy was Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer because it got $4 billion for New York City.
I'm sure they did.
I'm sorry. It included $4 billion for New York City's Metropolitan Transportation Authority.
Oh, so
the MTA.
So for one thing, they got.
So the MTA that gouges the public of huge amounts of money gets $4 billion.
Well, duh.
I think, what is it? It's around $10 to cross the George Washington Bridge into Manhattan now.
So when the money comes in, does Chuck Schumer say, okay, one for the MTA, 1, 2 for me?
I wouldn't be surprised.
1, 2 for me.
Oh, and by the way, Al.
Yeah.
$900 billion is only the beginning of relief that's coming for Americans, according to Nancy Pelosi.
Okay, hold on. Where's this money coming from? Is it coming from tax dollars? Is it coming from China? If it's coming from tax dollars, does that mean they're taking out of your left pocket and handing you a little bit back for your right pocket? Is that what's going on?
You got it.
That's about right.
So, Dr. Burks is enjoying the holidays because she traveled to Delaware, her vacation property.
Oh, well.
So she could hang out with the family.
Oh, nice.
After advising that people don't travel and don't hang out with your family.
Do as I say, don't do as I do.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
The White House coronavirus coordinator has become the latest health official to accuse of flouting their own guidelines amid the COVID-19. She joined other experts prior to the Thanksgiving holiday to warn Americans to limit your gatherings and to your immediate households due to troubling spike in cases. The holiday was seen as a serious risk for infection due to so many relatives potentially gathering around the table. So after she said don't do that, she did that.
Yeah. Did you see that in the UK, they have issued another round of lockdowns because, and I quote, there is a new strain. Because obviously we've got a vaccine for the first strain, so we need a new strain.
I was totally expecting this, but I thought that definitely that the new strain would be actually more towards March or something like that so that they can continue this lockdown in perpetuity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're only going to have strain after strain after strain, which is what the flu does, which is what a virus does. It just keeps creating new strains. So now that the government has got you by your hockey stick, I don't know if you heard what happened in Canada.
I didn't.
Oh, my gosh. These guys are playing hockey outside on the ice.
What?
And cops came along and tried to arrest this individual.
For playing hockey outside.
For playing hockey outside with his friends. It was a young man. And the two female cops started to manhandle him, started to knee him, threatened to tase him. One of the cops fell down. Trying to, but they this is a young guy. I think he was, teenager-ish kind of thing, and they were really trying to manhandle him. Get on the ground.
And remember, folks,
they were less polite than that. Actually,
this is what the Democrats want to be in the United States.
This is what they want the country to come to. I mean, he's outside playing hockey.
Yeah,
and the Canadian police went bonkers on him. And his friends are standing around watching him get arrested, and they're like, and the guy was standing there saying, "What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Get on the ground, or you're going to get tased." Yeah. And I'm using the kind of the reiteration of the sentence that we're allowed to use on radio. Okay, I didn't use the short form literature that the cops did.
Yeah,
that the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, who were less than royal.
Yeah. And, they're royal, okay.
Royal pain.
Yeah. Holy cow. This is another one of those things that drives me batty. I mean, okay, so for the last 2 weeks, we have had in this area around 200 new COVID cases a day. It's been pretty high here.
Yeah.
Bed capacity, we're down to the last something like 15% bed capacity. We're the hospitals are full here right now. But most everybody is grown up enough to know if you've got a problem and you're asked, hey, here's the problem, could you help us by staying home? If you could wear a mask, that would be wonderful. I bet you a lot of the folks here in New York would be fine with that. If somebody says, please, could you please do this? Don't decree it. Don't make it a law, an executive mandate that businesses will be shut down.
And then put the force of the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms guys behind it. You know what I mean?
Because at the end of the day, you're putting businesses out of business, just done. They're not coming back. And there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
This is not a small amount.
Because the government will save the MTA, but he's not going to save Franco's Pizza.
That's it.
Crazy stuff going on.
Yeah.
And this is the government doesn't see the little guys. The government sees the people that can afford lobbyists.
That's right.
That's who they see.
They see the money.
Yep.
That's what they see. And it's a sad state of affairs when we've come to this. You know,
and something that the big guys in the press didn't see last week, that electors in 7 states casted dueling votes.
yes.
7 states actually have representatives ready to vote either way.
Yep.
Okay? Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, Nevada, and New Mexico cast alternate slates of votes for President Donald Trump on December 14th, as the certified Democrat electors in some states cast votes for President Joe Biden. So they have a Republican electorate set, and they also have a Democratic senator electorate
And
set.
it was important for them to do that, because if they did not do it and things got turned in the court, you still wouldn't see a Donald Trump reelection, because the electors have already cast their votes.
Right. So, and actually, on top of that, there is also President Trump brought forth a new. Actually, this is the Trump campaign themselves, not the independents, not somebody else, but actually the Trump campaign themselves brought a new fight to the Supreme Court that they are going to be working on. Right up to the Supreme Court. So this is in the past it has been brought up, but it's been brought up not by President Trump's reelection campaign.
Right.
This is actually brought by the reelection campaign, and they brought a 276-page brief along with it to the court for the court to look at. So it's still going on out there, although you wouldn't know it if you watched what was going on.
Yeah, I laughed because I shared that that fake Time magazine cover that has Joe and Kamala, but it has has Z in the middle of them. Okay, well, they actually grayed that out and like fact checked it that it's a fake picture. I'm like, do you really need to tell people that that is a doctored picture? I laughed my butt off last night when I saw that. I'm like, you guys are really hoping, really thinking that everybody is stupid. You know, at the end of the day, these guys are a platform. They are not. They're not a media outlet. They don't have editorial right to people's, posts. Drives me crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Just one more good word before we go out. Just when you think it's all bad, Al.
Okay.
Biden's niece,
I
who
heard
previously avoided a jail sentence after stealing $110,000.
Wow.
Okay, avoids jail again by basically getting her hand spanked for a DUI where she crashed her vehicle into a tree. Oh, and not only was it a DUI, she also had pills in the car on top of that. And not only has she gotten away with her little DWI thing here, she is going to have to go to probation for 5 months.
Oh.
Okay. Now, what happens to you if you get a DWI?
Bad things. Bad things.
She's 33 years old.
Okay.
She got off $110,000. That's grand larceny.
Oh, grand larceny's what? Anything over
10 grand?
I thought it was anything over 1,000.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know, but I didn't think it was anything that high. But at the same token, every family's got a black sheep wall. But Joe's family seems to have a collection.
Does Joe's family have a white sheep?
Holy cow.
Does Joe's family have a shepherd?
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, besides Nancy.
Yeah.
And Hillary.
It's crazy. These are the moral authorities that we're getting ready to seat in the White House. It's crazy.
I am so glad I am a Christian who believes in the Christ child as Redeemer.
I was talking to Brian Moonen, who's the host of Truth Dealer, over the weekend, and we were talking about how if we did not have the peace of Jesus, we would be terrified.
I am
at what's coming, and he brought up, what is it, Agenda 21?
Boy,
which is the goal of basically stripping the countries, the world down because of the environment And because, like, I was reading more about it, I'm like, this is just insane.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. Really, what Agenda 21 wants to do is, if we become subservient to paying a worldwide tax on quote-unquote climate control, then we are now a subservient nation to whoever this taxing authority is.
Yeah.
And the taxing authority can come along and say, well, just like the COVID thing, oh, you guys can't do this, you can't do that. You can't drive interstate because you're burning gas or you're consuming energy and the world is heating up. And how can you be consuming energy when the world is heating up? And, so now an authority beyond the United States can tell the United States citizen what to do.
Yeah.
That is what Agenda 21 really wants to allow. It's not that they want to change the climate or lower the Earth's temperature or do anything like that. They just want an authority to be worldwide, but especially to put its thumb on the United States. Because after all, on the Green New Deal and Agenda 21 and the Paris Treaty, Paris Climate Accords, how much are they stepping on China?
Oh, they're not.
How much you're right, they're not.
They're not.
On India, on Russia.
Yeah.
These are the chief polluters, okay, especially China.
Yes.
Okay? China's digging coal like there's no tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
And they're putting it out. And they don't have scrubbers in Chinese coal plants. Okay? And by the way, they'll dam up a river and then find out that, oh, you know what? Our dam really isn't that good and we didn't plan for a 10-year flood and, oh, my gosh, all those poor people and all this and all that. Oh, well, let's build another one.
Build another one.
Yep.
You want to hear something funny? The town nearest to me, where I live, they have one Tesla in the town, and they have one charging station in the town. And you want to know what's funny? All the plows pushed all the snow in front of the charging station, so the Tesla can't stop and get juiced up. So I don't know why I laughed as hard as I did when I saw it.
The way the world is heating up, with all this climate change, it'll just melt pretty quick, and he'll be able to charge his car.
Well, see, all we're doing when you do the whole electric car thing, all you're doing is moving the pollution down the line. It's not actually saving anything, and you're talking about batteries, one of the most, the biggest pollutants, batteries.
Yep.
Oh, man, just absolutely unreal. And it is 7:37 right now on the Breakfast Club.
Is that a Boeing going by? And Bottom of the Hour Weather is brought to you by the folks at Media Partners Group. Media Partners Group is at 768-0277, located at 188 Main Street in New York Mills. And you can get your old films, your old videotapes, and your old slides converted to digital.
Yeah.
768-0277.
Now, your Breakfast Club weather forecast.
Hello, everyone. I am Kevin James, so the quick check of your WVVC weather forecast. For today, Monday, our first day of winter, skies will be cloudy as our highs will be in the upper 30s. For tonight, we can expect a chance for periods of rain and snow showers. Our lows will be in the low 30s, as we may see about an inch of snow. For tomorrow, Tuesday, it will be partly cloudy and windy with a chance for snow showers. We could see about an inch of snow as our highs will be in the mid-30s. For Tuesday night, it will be cloudy and breezy with a chance for snow showers. Our lows will be near 25, as we could see about an inch of snow. For the long-range outlook, as we look ahead to the Christmas holiday, we will see partly cloudy skies with chances for rain and snow showers through the end of the week. Winter officially began this morning at 5:02 a.m. With your weather forecast, I'm Kevin James on WVVC Utica, New York.
Isaiah 7:14. Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and we'll call him Emmanuel. Merry Christmas from 88.1 and 90.9 WVVC FM.
Do you remember me? I sat upon your knee. I wrote to you with childhood fantasies.
Christmas list, not for myself, but for a world in need. No more lives torn apart, then wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts, and everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. As children we believed the grandest sight to see was something lovely wrapped beneath our tree. Well, heaven surely knows that packages and bows can never heal a hurting human soul. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts, and everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. What is this illusion called? The innocence of youth. Maybe only in our blind belief can we ever find the truth. No more lives torn apart, then wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts, and everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. This is my only lifelong wish. This is my grown-up Christmas list.
Amy Grant on WVVC 88.1 FM, 743 on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, so Al, you heard about the Christmas star.
I have.
This
yeah.
evening there will be the conjunction,
Yes.
the Great Conjunction,
Yes.
because it's the great planets, the two
Yes.
big planets,
Yes.
Jupiter and Saturn.
Saturn.
Now, they're talking about that maybe this is like the same thing that brought the Magi
Yeah.
to the Christ child. And actually, on the conjunction, we're going to have the two big planets. I mean, it's not going to be like it's going to light up the sky like, a full moon.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not going to be anything near that. It's going to be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because it is going to be very bright. But actually, when Christ was born, there was not a conjunction, there were conjunctions.
Yeah.
And there were conjunctions in part of the sky that represented the kings. So you had all these conjunctions. And, of course, Rome thought it was, about them.
Yeah, of course.
Because they're doing everything great. And we are the kings. And look at all the conjunctions happening while we're kings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it must be for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's Rome.
Yep. And speaking of which, Now, I knew that they were working on it, but this is something that, as I was going across, SpaceX launched another rocket recently. And to me, what's really cool, not only did SpaceX, it was their 26th launch this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there were that many.
Isn't that? And to me, the thing that's really cool is how they get the booster rocket to land back at the launch pad.
I know, that's amazing.
That is just absolutely astounding. And so I watched, and they actually have a 6-minute video that if you go and look for it, I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube, but it's from the time it separates, and it's an onboard camera as well as exterior cameras, but they actually show coming down from orbit all the way down, and then you're like, oh, yeah, there's the clouds and there's the Earth, and okay, yeah, now it's like, that might be Florida right there, and then it's like, and then there's a launch pad, and it lands standing up from.
That is amazing.
Not exactly where it took off, but near there. It lands somewhere near Cape Canaveral.
Wow.
Not every single one has landed perfectly. They have had some mishaps, but it's like just the idea and the ability to do that.
Think about the money saved. Because at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know they have some of them that they have used 3 times so far. They refurbished them, and they get them back out there.
Yeah.
So to me, that is like way cool.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Okay, now, something else. When I was looking at all this, I knew that China was working on this. And here's what happens when you steal other people's technology. You can go to the moon. You can dig up 4.5 pounds of moon samples.
Yeah.
And China recently had the craft come back and land in Manchuria, and they retrieved 4.5 pounds of moon dust. That they sent a rocket out to the moon, landed on the moon, scooped up samples, and has come back to Earth.
And now they're going to sell it on Wish.com.
Yeah, they're going to.
Sorry.
I thought maybe they would eBay it and get the best price.
Couldn't help myself.
So actually, China has their own moon rocks now, and it was the first time in 44 years that moon rocks have come back to the Earth.
Interesting.
And China has done it. Now, we are on a plan with Artemis to have man-moon landings by 2024.
I heard about this, yeah.
Okay, so, and they're actually, sometime soon, I think it might be this week, they're going to test the first stage of an Uber rocket that's supposed to be able to lift bukus more. So they're working on that so that they can actually, not only do they want to get a man landed on the moon, they actually want to start a habitated space project on the moon, and they want to make it, quote-unquote, self-sufficient. I don't know if there's gold beneath their moon dust. Maybe that's why China's sending it out there.
Yeah. Could be.
So this is kind of cool stuff. I think that this is kind of like the wise thing for us to do because
I smell a segue.
God gave us brains, and he gave us brains so that we can go out and explore. I think he went out so that we can explore his creation. We can learn things. We can do things. Now, do we always do the right thing?
No.
Perhaps you need a few words of wisdom to make something like that happen. So we do need these words of wisdom. And what's amazing is the more we look at the words of wisdom, the more we find that that wisdom holds true throughout time. And today's Words of Wisdom is brought to you by the floor covering experts at NGEMS, who have over 100 years of floor covering experience. They're located at 2010 Oriskany Street West. 733-0421 is their phone number. And today's Proverbs, we are going to Proverbs 21:16. Whoever strays from the path of prudence comes to rest in the company of the dead. Whoever loves pleasure will become poor. Whoever loves wine and olive oil will never be rich. The wicked become a ransom for the righteous, and the unfaithful for the upright. Better to live in a desert than with a quarrelsome and nagging wife. The wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down. Whoever pursues righteousness and love finds life, prosperity, and honor.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, the Savior reigns. Let men their songs employ. While fields and floods, rocks, hills and plains, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy. No more the sins and sorrows grow, nor thorns infest the ground. He comes to make his blessings flow, far as the curse is found, far as the curse is found, far as the curse is found. Oh no, he rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nation prove the glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love. Joy to the world, the Lord has come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing.
That was like having Roseanne Barr do Christmas carols for us.
He didn't sound like he was singing.
Oh, my.
Is everybody woke up now?
I hope everybody woke up. That's a sampling of me in the shower right there singing Christmas carols. Yeah. So, it is Monday.
Maybe you need better microphones in your shower, Al.
The 21st day of December, and it's time to take a stroll back through this day in history.
Oh!
All right.
What happened back then?
On this day in 1864, General Sherman conquers Savannah, Georgia.
The March for Atlanta. Now, he
day.
did a very a strategy that, when they talk about what happened to the South, what Sherman did is he wanted to conduct war that would disallow the enemy to fight.
Yeah.
So his theory was that as my army advances, I am not leaving the South the means to continue the war behind me.
Mm-hmm.
So as he would go by farms, he would take their crops and he would take what he needed and he would leave them. He would leave the farmers with enough, but he was a burn, not pillage, but he was a burn kind of a guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he did that from Atlanta all the way to the coast of Charleston.
Wow.
All the way through. And the South could not stop him. So that is why he left his famous legacy of...
Wow. 1866, the Fetterman Massacre. You heard about this one?
No.
Lakota, Cheyenne, and I'm going to mispronounce these guys, Arapaho, I think is how you say that, Indians, kill all 81 U.S. Army soldiers at the worst military disaster ever suffered by the U.S. Army on the Great Plains.
Oh, even worse than...
Apparently.
Yeah.
1866.
Custer, even worse than Custer.
Apparently. In 1872, Phileas Fogg completes his round-the-world trip in 80 days in Jules Verne's Around the World.
Oh, no kidding.
In 80 days, yes, 1872.
Wow. He must have had a first-class ticket.
There you go.
Because he could get to the front and go faster.
There you go. In 1891, the first game of basketball, based on rules created by James Naismith, played by 18 students in Springfield, Massachusetts. First game of basketball.
The NBA is sure happy.
Oh, yes. In 1898, French scientist Pierre and Marie Curie discover radium?
X-rays.
There you go.
She found that what she did was she had this rock and she put it on her desk, and she had these papers in her drawer, and the rock produced an image of what was through the desk.
Wow.
And she was like, so this thing can like send rays going through things, and it ends up on this paper. I don't know if it was photographic paper or something like that, but she found out that it left an image. So she kind of sort of accidentally found, but she was working with the material and discovered that, hey, it does magic.
Has some radiation type properties. Yeah, in 1909.
So that was the beginning of the X-rays.
There you go. In 1909, the first junior high was established in Berkeley, California. First junior high school. 1909.
Much to the chagrin of teachers everywhere.
There you go. In 1914, the first full-length silent film comedy, Tilly's Punctured Romance, was released, starring Marie Dressler, Mabel Normand, and Charlie Chaplin. 1914.
Charlie Chaplin would become one of those guys that not only was he an actor, a director, a producer, a writer.
Yeah.
He was a kind of geniusy in the filmmaking thing.
There you go. In 1919, J. Edgar Hoover deports anarchists and feminist Emma Goldman to Russia.
What year?
1919. Send them on out.
1919.
1919, according to this. 1919. Says Hoover.
J. Edgar Hoover?
Yep. Don't ask me. I just read the paper, what it says.
Okay.
Okay, in 1921, Supreme Court rules labor injunctions and picketing are unconstitutional. I don't know what happened between 1921 and now, but there you go.
Should we tell to the folks at Remington?
In 1933, Fox Films signs, this is on this day, Fox Films signs Shirley Temple, age 5, to a studio contract. Temple retired from films at age 22. As an adult, she developed a television career before becoming active in the Republican Party.
And she was also an ambassador.
She was a diplomat. She became a diplomat serving as the United States ambassador to Ghana and later to Czechoslovakia.
Oh.
So there you go. In 1934, the French film Zuzu premieres in Paris, starring Josephine Baker, the first black woman to star in a major motion picture.
Oh, no kidding.
On this day in history. In 1937, the first full-length animated feature film, and the earliest in the Walt Disney animated classic series, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, premieres at Carthay Circle Theater.
Still a good one.
Still a good one. In 1949, Samson and Delilah, directed and produced by Cecil B. DeMille, starring Hedy Lamarr and Victor Mature, premieres in New York. That was in 1949. And in 1970, on this day, Elvis Presley meets Richard Nixon at the White House. The image of his meeting is the most requested photo from the entire National Archive. And that is...
No kidding!
That is...
Thank you very much.
On this day in history. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, it is 7:58, and I want to remind everybody WVVC is listener-supported.
Yes, indeed. We do need you.
We seriously do.
And we also would appreciate it if you could go to WVVCutica.com and click on the donate button. Yeah. And if you did click on the donate button, you could... you
can do a one-time or an ongoing recurring donation.
Yes, you could. And it could be $10 a month, $20 a month, $30 a month, whatever would work for you.
That's right.
Or just, a one-time deal.
And we are a 501c3, which means your year-end gift is tax deductible.
Yes, indeedy. So if you're looking for a place to hide that stash of cash from the IRS...
Oh, man.
I'll be happy to talk to you.
I was going to say, Walt's going to be greeted with some flashy new bracelets here for encouraging people to cheat the IRS.
Oh, no, not at all.
Oh, not at all.
No, we are tax deductible.
There you go. There you go.
It's perfect. It's all perfectly legal. Yeah. There's nothing Biden about it. And also, if you happen to have a C-130 full of cash,
yes,
and you want to land it at Griffiths and donate it to our station, we'll be happy to help you unload it.
There you go. Your WVVC weather forecast brought to you by Forever Leather in the New Hartford Shopping Center.
Charlie Seeley and his store full of cowhides, and he has got just really cool leather jackets, leather coats, hats, gloves, all those good kind of things.
And he's also got those. If you've seen Charlie on his show, he likes to wear the fleeces. He's got he's got the America fleece. He's got a bunch of different fleeces too. He's got the wolf with the moon and everything. That fleece. Lots of good stuff there. 315-734-0922.
Now, your Breakfast Club weather forecast.
Hello, everyone. I am Kevin James. So the quick check of your WVVC weather forecast. For today, Monday, our first day of winter, skies will be cloudy as our highs will be in the upper 30s. For tonight, we can expect a chance for periods of rain and snow showers. Our lows will be in the low 30s, as we may see about an inch of snow. For tomorrow, Tuesday, it will be partly cloudy and windy with a chance for snow showers. We could see about an inch of snow as our highs will be in the mid-30s. For Tuesday night, it will be cloudy and breezy with a chance for snow showers. Our lows will be near 25, as we could see about an inch of snow. For the long-range outlook, as we look ahead to the Christmas holiday, we will see partly cloudy skies with chances for rain and snow showers through the end of the week. Winter officially began this morning at 5:02 a.m. With your weather forecast, I'm Kevin James on WVVC Utica, New York.
We're the Valley Voice for Christ. 88.1 and 90.9 WVVC Dolesville and WNGG Gloversville. Merry Christmas from WVVC.
Well, I called your name a long time ago, and you sprung a well from a heart of stone. But I was careful then what I let you see. Only thought you wanted the best of me. The less I trust you, the less I grow. The more you love me, the more I know. I don't have to be afraid to show all of me, all of me. Where this hurting, you show me what healing can do. Where this hatred, you show me how kindness can move. Where this fear deep inside, I won't run, I won't hide. I'll give you all of me so that you can see every broken piece and open up my whole heart and love you with my whole heart. So I'm ready now, gonna let you in, all the way to the scars beneath my skin. And you don't look away 'cause you understand, and you hold my heart with a gentle hand. Oh, where this hurting, you show me what healing can do. Where this hatred, you show me how kindness can move. Where this fear deep inside, I won't run, I won't hide. I'll give you all of me so that you can see every broken piece and open up my whole heart and love you with my whole heart, my whole heart. The less I trust you, the less I grow. The more you love me, the more I know. I don't have to be afraid to show all of me, all of me. Where this hurting, oh, where the sorrow and shame enter into the pain. Where this hurting, you show me what healing can do. Where this hatred, you show me how kindness can move. Where this fear deep inside, I won't run, I won't hide. I'll give you all of me so that you can see every broken piece and open up my whole heart and love you with my whole heart. I love you with my whole heart. My whole heart.
It's Brandon Heath right there. I saw him back in North Syracuse a couple years ago. Excellent in concert. Great musician. 4 minutes past 8 o'clock on the Breakfast Club, WVVC 88.1 and 90.9. And good morning to everybody here in Utica and all our new friends out there in Gloversville.
Good morning. Just to let everybody know, it's 64 degrees in Daytona Beach.
Hey,
32 in Herkimer, 33. Ooh, warming trend in New York Mills.
Yeah, 34 in New Hartford. It's balmy.
Oh.
Make sure you don't forget the sunscreen when you go out today. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I have a family member in Ohio, and he was, busting on all us folks out here in New York, sharing pictures of the snow. He goes, you've lived there your whole life. Why is it every time the snow falls, it's like a brand new thing? Everybody shares the pictures. It's like we've never seen snow before.
Well, we did get a really decent first snowfall this year.
You could say that, yeah. You could say that.
Now, we had a good 8 inches. And
Yeah.
what you said you got like 2 feet?
We got 2 feet. We didn't get 8
Wow.
inches. We got 2 feet.
Wow.
I live down in Otsego County, and I'm just grateful that I have children who also are able to shovel because that was a lot of snow.
You have a small army. How many snow shovels do you have?
I will say this. We shoveled, but still the opening to my driveway is pretty narrow. So it's like an acrobatic act to get in the driveway because it's very narrow and very high snowbanks. So it's pretty interesting.
I'll bet.
Thankful that I'm driving a four-wheel drive vehicle.
We had, I have a John Deere snowblower.
Yeah?
That's got to be over 15 years old. The electric start on it is shot. So, of course, I'm like, I go out there and I'm like trying to pull it and 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 pull it. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then finally, the genius mechanic I am, I'm like, maybe the spark plug isn't that great. So I have to hand dig out the plug on the end of the driveway so that I can get the car out so I can go to the parts store, pick up a spark plug, put the spark plug in the John Deere, second pull.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe I should change the spark plug, like maybe once every 5 years, maybe, every
Yeah, maybe.
10
Good
years
idea.
is too long.
Yeah.
I can tell everybody, the wisdom of experience.
10 years is too
10
long.
years is too long.
There you go. There you go. All right, well, let's get to the headlines of the morning here. Maybe.
Now, your local headlines from the Breakfast Club.
All right, so off the top, kind of a disgusting story to start the day with. According to store management, Franco's Pizza in Ilion robbed last week. Store management said thousands of dollars stolen from the property.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Ilion police responded to that larceny call. Franco says the community has been overwhelmingly showing their support. A GoFundMe page was created and it's already gained over $4,000.
Wow, that's great.
To help keep them going. Franco's has had a history of generosity in the community. Feeding those in need on Christmas and Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, they won't be able to do that this year due to this particular incident. And out of Ilion, union leaders with the United Mine Workers Local 717, which represents the former Remington workers who lost their jobs this fall during Remington's bankruptcy, held a meeting yesterday morning, and it lasted through yesterday afternoon. Union leaders learned that about 200 of the laid-off workers, there are 585 total, about 200 of them, received a letter this week from Round Hill Group, the new owners who purchased Remington out of bankruptcy. Union leaders say the letter talked to each employee about being rehired and at what salary, but also asked them to waive their rights to any severance payments or other benefits from their former employer, Remington Arms Company, LLC. Former Remington workers have been picketing for the past several weeks over the lost severance and other benefits from the former owners under their union contract, which in many cases is an awful lot of cash that they're not going to be
oh boy,
not going to be seeing, at least at this point. They've been counting on that for their livelihood. So
yeah.
So who knows where that's going to go? But they've been generous enough to give them till 5 o'clock today to decide.
Oh boy.
Yeah, ain't that nice?
And do they know how they're supposed to respond? What, you got to lick a stamp and get it in the post office by 5 o'clock? Or what?
That's a very good question. And good news out of Schenectady and Saratoga Springs, Bow Tie Cinemas opening its theaters on Friday. The multiplexes will be showing new releases like Wonder Woman 1984 and News of the World with Tom Hanks. Masks, of course, required.
It's so close to the Capitol. Is the governor going to show up and buy some popcorn?
I was just wondering, how are you eating your popcorn with your mask on? Just curious.
You just suck the butter.
Yeah. Did you see somebody designed a mask with a slit in it so they could open their mouth?
There was somebody that had they work at a convenience store, and they had a clip of people, and one of them was a guy with like a mask on, but he cut a triangle out for the nose and mouth. He's like, I can't breathe very well through those, so I like this. There was a whole bunch of them, just one right after the other.
I will say this, with the mask thing, I've got one of those masks that's almost, it's a whole cloth thing.
Yep.
And I've been wearing that every morning, not because I need to protect anybody or myself, but because it's much warmer in the cold to throw that around your face. That's perfect. Absolutely. And it's got Darth Vader face on it, too, so it's even better. It's even better. I like being like 12 years old. It's a lot of fun.
I'm your father, Luke.
It's a lot of fun. Capacity will be limited to 25% in the theater. Tickets can be reserved online, and if you have safety concerns, they're saying you can rent the entire auditorium, but only for 20 people. So not 21. 20 people.
Canadian police will come along. You're not playing hockey outside, are you? What do you think this is, Canada?
Your WVVC gas tracker brought to you by Big Dog Motors.
Big Dog Motors, where Todd Gookin's got everything you need to keep your wheels rolling smooth. He's got the mechanical shop, he's got the body shop, and if you happen to be in need of body shop services because, say, you had a little fender bender, he can help you out with that deductible.
Yeah.
That you got needed.
That deductible.
So, yeah. And you can also, he's got a cool thing where you can schedule your auto maintenance online.
Yeah, very cool.
So if you want to get an oil change or, schedule something like maybe new tires on the car,
right on
you
their
can
website.
actually schedule it right online.
Absolutely. 315-444-9028 is the number. BigDogMotorsInc.com is where you can schedule that appointment. And 4262 Acme Road in Frankfort is where they're located. Nobody beats the Gook, and make sure you tell them you heard it here on WVVC. And your cheapest gas for the day, Mohawk Fuel. It's $2.17 today. Kenny Drugs on Oriskany Boulevard, the only member of our 219 Club.
219.
Burn Dairy on Oriskany Boulevard, $2.25. Speedway on Oriskany Boulevard, $2.25. Speedway on South Genesee Street, $2.29. Speedway on North Genesee Street, $2.29. Mobile on I-90. So if you are on the thruway, okay, $2.34. Okay, now here's the thing. That's $2.34, but it's still, usually you think the thruway
is more expensive.
Is the most expensive. Nah, not today.
Not.
Fast Track on Herkimer Road down there in Schuyler. They've got you beat. $2.41.
Ooh.
Yeah, craziness. All right, so what's going on outside the area, Walt?
Well, speaking of high prices, Congress has reached a $900 billion COVID-19 relief bill. It is going to be getting $600 into the hands of citizens of the United States. It's supposed to add $300 to unemployment, but frankly, people have been on unemployment so long, unemployment has run out, hasn't it?
You would think so, yeah.
So how can you add $300 to what you're not receiving? I don't know.
Break out the scepter.
I don't know. So McConnell said the floor on the Senate floor that this is a major rescue package with targeted policies to help struggling Americans. He did not include any mention of lockdowns or shutdowns, ostensibly for public health purposes, or businesses or other operations. He said, speaking of vaccines, we can't nullify the success of Operation Warp Speed by falling asleep at the switch on distribution. So this agreement will provide huge sums for logistics that will get these life-saving shots to our citizens as fast as possible. All right.
Yeah.
The vaccine's been coming for how long?
Oh, wow.
And I thought Trump said he was going to use the military because the military is like, the military knows how to move things along.
They do.
So if you're going to use the military channels, you shouldn't need huge sums.
Yes.
Because the military already has all these vehicles, and they move them all the time.
Last night, I was reading a couple articles that got me. One was that Congress wants that vaccine, and Trump is saying, nope, goes to ordinary Americans first. Yes.
Oh, were the elites being elitist?
They were. On top of that, Joe Biden will be getting that vaccine, but do you know who's not getting the vaccine?
Who?
Trump.
Oh.
Yes, he's decided that he will hold off until others get the vaccine.
Oh, no kidding.
Imagine a leader that's, Leading.
Standing in second place.
That's right.
Leading by standing in second place.
Exactly.
We're doing the right thing.
Leading from behind, yeah.
What did he watch, the Spike Lee movie? Okay, so Schumer is saying that this is a wonderful thing, and he pointed out very happily that this gives $4 billion to New York City's Metropolitan Transit Authority. This has got to be the biggest gouging operation that there is. In I don't know.
It's a heist.
I don't know. In 1960, the guy that ran all this MTA stuff, he did remember the World's Fair in 1960?
I do.
He paid for that out of his pocket.
Oh. Wow.
He ran the MTA. Where do you think the money came from?
Nothing to see here. Crazy.
This is like crazy. Nancy Pelosi, she described the coronavirus. She described the package as coronavirus relief and omnibus package, and we are told, especially by the Democrats, that this is just the beginning of relief packages that will be coming.
Wow.
In the future.
Where's all this magic money coming from?
The press. Not the media. I mean the press. The money press.
The money press.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotcha.
It's the ones with the green ink.
Yeah, so our money should be worth nothing in about
So they're calling this package, it's just the beginning. So I mean, it's if those two senators get elected, I can't imagine how much of a hole we're going to be digging ourselves in over the next administration.
Oh, but Walt, you're getting $600.
Yeah?
That makes it okay.
Oh, what are they trying to bribe me?
My next question, I'd like to know more about this package, because the last package was $1,200 for an adult, for a single adult, $2,400 for a married couple, and then so much per kid in their household. I'm really curious where this one, because I heard the $600 number, but I haven't heard any of the other details.
I haven't seen a lot of details either. All I've heard is the thunder of Congress clapping themselves on the back because it took them 2 months.
It took them months
to come up with something that gives $4 billion to the MTA, undisclosed amount for distribution.
Oh, yes.
What is distribution? Yeah.
Exactly.
Where is this money going?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, to the distribution experts.
Yeah. One for you, 1, 2 for me.
Yeah.
One for you, 1, 2
That's
for me.
there. Now you're distributing. Yeah,
there
I
you
see
go.
that, Al.
Distribution.
Okay. And over the holidays, Dr. Birx, who insisted that we, don't get together with too many people and don't travel. Okay. Please don't travel.
Did Dr. Birx travel and get together with too many people?
She traveled to Delaware to her vacation property.
Nice.
She sounds like the governor there of Michigan, that specifically came up with a law that would not allow you to travel to your own vacation home in Michigan.
Yep.
She passed that law, but she's governor, so she doesn't have to abide by it.
Not.
So when she wants to go out,
just like Obamacare. You remember when they passed Obamacare, but none of Congress had to actually take part in it?
Yeah, because Congress got their own health care system.
That's right.
Above and beyond what the American people have to do because they're elitists.
That's right.
Smile when you say that.
Yeah, just insane.
So Dr. Birx traveled to Delaware to her vacation property after telling other people not to.
How many vacation properties do you have?
It's called the Garden.
I'm just curious if you're traveling to one of your vacation properties.
But we do have, what is it? I think it was around 16 or 19 4x10 squared off patches that give us plenty of work to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Not only are you not supposed to visit your family, you're not supposed to go to those vacation properties.
Yeah. You're not supposed to be doing that.
I guess I don't have a problem with that, as I don't own a vacation property.
Okay. So we know that they worked on that kind of thing. Okay. Electors in 7 states cast dueling votes for Trump.
Yeah.
So not only did the Democrats pass their electors to go to be seated at when they have to do this. Is it January 6th?
It is the 6th, yeah.
Right. January 6th, when the Electoral College convenes and establishes who the next president is going to be, in the states of Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, Nevada, and New Mexico. You also have a Republican set of delegates that is ready to go. High amazement factor, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Now, it's not the first time that this happened. In 1960, when Kennedy ran against Nixon, Hawaii set up 2 sets of delegates. And even though Nixon won Hawaii, somehow they pulled one of those political spin-offs, and the Democrat delegates were sent.
Yeah. Imagine. Yeah. Yeah. This is not the first. Not the first time. This is not historic.
It is historic because back then it was only done with 1 state.
Oh, yeah,
now
that's
it's
true.
happening with 7 states.
Yeah.
And Al, it could happen. Well, it is historic in that it's 7 states, and these 7 states actually would carry enough electoral votes to throw the election the other way.
Miss Kimmy clarifies for us that the Electoral College already met, which I did know that. January 6th is when Congress and Senate certify.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Okay. That's when they open up the votes and those things get certified. Okay.
Are they certifiable?
I think I am sometimes. Boy, I'm going to be certifiable after we got through this. Actually, I think I'm going to be certifiable in the next administration.
Well, don't worry. Bill Gates says that we won't get back to normal till 2022, so you got plenty of time.
Thanks, Bill. Okay, and the Trump campaign has filed a 267-page certiorari petition to the Supreme Court. Okay, they filed a petition for a writ of certiorari.
Something.
Cert, I-O-R-A-R-I. Certiorari.
Something
to the
like
U.S. Supreme Court aimed at reversing a trio of Pennsylvania Supreme Court cases that illegally changed Pennsylvania's mail balloting law immediately before and after the presidential 2020 election. I didn't know it changed the law after. And it says that Pennsylvania was in violation of Article 2 of the United States Constitution and Bush v. Gore, and represents the campaign's first independent U.S. Supreme Court filing, and seeks relief based on the same constitutional arguments successfully raised in the Bush-Gore, according to the campaign's press releases. So if this goes through and that works, it's only working for Pennsylvania. But now that Pennsylvania has already certified and they've already voted, and we're only waiting for Congress.
Yeah.
And actually, there is the opportunity for Congress to object to those votes that have been placed.
Yes, I heard that.
It takes at least 1 congressman and 1 senator from 1 state to establish this objection. If he does do that, it can be debated for 2 hours. Now, let's say you have 7 states. You can do a 14-hour debate. And there is something about dragging this along that it could possibly roll over into something else. Far-fetched.
Yeah.
But it's there. And in these far-fetched days,
take what you can get.
Fetching far seems to be the norm.
Take what you can get.
Okay, and also in China, in Manchuria, they have landed 4.5 pounds of moon rocks. China sent a rocket back in November to the moon, landed on the moon, scooped up 4.5 pounds of moon dust and stuff, and then flew back, and the package Could this be a little Christmas package? Landed in Manchuria and came back to Earth, landing in Manchuria, and then Chinese fly their helicopters out and stuff like that, and they pick it up, and they put it on a truck, and they fly it back. Why do they put it on a truck and fly it back? Why not just pick it up with the chopper? But anyway, they actually have landed for the first time in 44 years. Moon rock has been brought by man back to Earth.
Interesting.
Yeah, kind of interesting. It's amazing what you can do with other people's technology, isn't it?
So it was 76 the last time that moon rock came back.
76?
Yeah, if it's 44 years.
Okay.
Because I'm 45, and I was born in 75.
Okay.
There you go.
I thought we went to 78, but...
Interesting.
What do I know?
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought that was interesting because what I was doing is I was actually looking at space.com, and I was reading more about the star, the great conjunction that we're going to have tonight, and I was also reading about the 26th launch of SpaceX rocket this year, and the fact that the booster landed on land from near where it took off from. Yeah. And to watch these boosters come back, I think is absolutely fascinating. They actually have a 6-minute clip where you can watch it after it is released from the rocket, and it starts to come back down, and it has to turn over on itself.
Yeah.
So that it does. They call it a somersault, I think is what it was called. But it's actually really fascinating.
Do you know how many stages a SpaceX rocket is? I'm just curious. Because from what I understand, it's the lowest stage that flies
it's
back.
The first stage.
Yep. And then the stage above it would not be...
I don't know if it's a 2-stage rocket or a 3-stage.
Interesting.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up. I'm curious.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out because I'm interested in this space kind of stuff. And the reason I'm interested in is because I think that mankind is made to explore.
Yeah.
We're made to explore God's creation.
Amen.
Not how to fund the MTA for billions of dollars when they're already getting billions of dollars. It's I think we can do better.
Now,
things.
how's the subway working right now? Can it only run at 20%? And who monitors that?
I don't know, but I do know that ridership is way down.
I bet.
Katie has told me that she could get on the subway and have a car to herself.
Wow. See, that's the thing that in New York City, a lot of people don't own a car. So if they tried shutting down public transportation because of COVID, can you imagine how much trouble that would be for people?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep. Crazy.
Then again, can you imagine how crazy it would be if everybody in New York City owned a car?
Okay, and speaking of crazy things, Chicago is now hiring babysitters in place of teachers.
Oh, nice.
Because the teachers want to do remote teaching, but there's kids that show up to class, so now you got to put somebody in the classroom for the kids that are showing up, but the teachers who are union-based are refusing to show up to class, and they will only do remote learning, but the schools are open, so now you have to hire temporary staff that wants to be unionized and is complaining that they're not unionized.
Oh, yeah.
They're making $15 an hour if you want to babysit kids in a classroom, okay? But you don't, when the kids go to school and they go to class,
you
don't have to teach them because you're not a teacher, because the teacher is teaching remotely. So you're there just to babysit them?
Yeah. I read 2 articles over the weekend about teachers, and not just teachers, but workers that now that they've got a taste of working remotely, they don't want to come back to an office.
Hey, Al, if you and I could get paid to be at home, and
yeah. If the technology existed,
the technology does exist for us to do what we do. We can do what we do from home.
We could.
Okay, we can pipe it in. And I could pipe my signal to you, and you can pipe it to the transmitter.
Yep.
And but it's not the same.
It's not.
And it's not the same experience, and our listeners would not get the same experience.
Yeah.
So do they really expect that the students are going to get the same experience? Do they think that the students are going to learn more or better? Yeah. Or are they just finding ways of gobbling the public's cash to an even greater degree?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's really what's happening.
Because
the unions long ago have not been interested in teaching students. They've only been interested in controlling buku's amounts of money.
Yeah.
Especially prevalent in the teachers' union. Unions have their place.
They do.
And they do. The history of the United States shows that big business does need a counterpart.
Yeah.
Okay? This way you don't have 30 or 40 or 50 people dying in a shirt factory, okay, when the building sets on fire, and you have decent wages so that people can we can be what's called a consumer society.
Yeah.
And the more consumption we have, the greater that only comes with people's disposable income. That you can go out and you can buy your...
What disposable income?
This is the theory.
I was going to say, I've never heard of such a thing. I mean,
you have heard of it, but it was when you were young and you were disposing of your parents' income.
Gotcha. Okay, I understand now. I was going to say.
Yeah, or when you made money and you didn't have a mortgage, Al, and you were able to buy your car.
I gotcha.
You're living at home and you can,
I do remember that.
Disposable income. It's like when you went to the days of the drive-in, you go to the drive-in and you had money to buy popcorn.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember those days vaguely. They're like in the way back of
way back days.
The way back days.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. Yes, I do remember that.
Which is about as fuzzy as Bullwinkle's fur.
You got it. You got it.
All right, it is the bottom of the hour. It's time for Bottom of the Hour Weather, which is brought to you by the folks at Media Partners Group. 768-0277 is their phone number, and they can take your old videotapes, your old slides, your old films, be they 16mm or 8mm, and they can convert them to digital. You can have them put on a DVD, put on a thumb drive, or maybe put on a portable hard drive, whichever is best for you. 768-0277.
Now, your Breakfast Club weather forecast.
Hello, everyone. I am Kevin James, so the quick check of your WVVC weather forecast. For today, Monday, our first day of winter, skies will be cloudy as our highs will be in the upper 30s. For tonight, we can expect a chance for periods of rain and snow showers. Our lows will be in the low 30s, as we may see about an inch of snow. For tomorrow, Tuesday, it will be partly cloudy and windy with a chance for snow showers. We could see about an inch of snow as our highs will be in the mid-30s. For Tuesday night, it will be cloudy and breezy with a chance for snow showers. Our lows will be near 25, as we could see about an inch of snow. For the long-range outlook, as we look ahead to the Christmas holiday, we will see partly cloudy skies with chances for rain and snow showers through the end of the week. Winter officially began this morning at 5:02 a.m. With your weather forecast, I'm Kevin James on WVVC Utica, New York.
The Breakfast Club.
We have Dave from Sidewalk Prophets on the phone.
I love that you're the Breakfast Club, man. I don't know which character I would be in the Breakfast Club, but I'm excited to be a part of it.
On Inspo Radio, WVVC FM.
I close my eyes, all I see, all this darkness closing in on me. I know what to do, I know how to pray, but sometimes it takes every ounce of my faith to say I trust in you, when it's hard to say. I trust in you, trust you all the way. I have seen the proof, you always come through. Your promises are true, so I trust in you, trust you all the way. So when it feels like hope has has come to an end, and I find myself in the lion's den. I will face my fears, knowing I'm not alone, and call out the giant with a sling and a stone, singing I trust in you, trust in you, when it's hard to say. I trust in you, trust in you, trust you all the way. I have seen the proof, you always come through, your promises are true, so I trust in you, trust in you, trust you all the way. When the phone call comes, I'll trust in you. When I feel like giving up, I'll trust in you. When the door slam's closed, I'll trust in you. When the money runs low, I'll trust in you. In this life of great unknowns, I will rest my soul in the God who knows. Lord, I trust in you, trust in you, when it's hard to say. I trust in you, trust in you, trust you all the way. I have seen the proof, you always come through, your promises are true, so I trust in you, trust in you, trust you all the way. I trust you all the way.
You don't answer all my questions, but you hear me when I speak. You don't keep my heart from breaking, and when it does, you weep with me. You're so close that I can feel you when I've lost the words to pray. And though my eyes have never seen you, I've seen enough to say I know that you are good, I know that you are kind, I know that you are so much more than what I leave behind. I know that I am loved, I know that I am safe, 'cause even in the fire, to live is Christ, to die is gain. I know that you are good. I don't understand the sorrow, but you're calm within the storm. Sometimes this weight is overwhelming, but I don't carry it alone. You're still close when I can't feel you. I don't have to be afraid. And though my eyes have never seen you, I've seen enough to say I know that you are good. Christ.
WVVC 88.1 FM's 840 right now on the Breakfast Club. And yeah, it's a Monday.
So did you go to church on Sunday, Al?
Do you want me to tell the truth? No, I did not. I did not go to church yesterday.
Well, actually, we had things come over. We had some friends come over to our house.
Yeah.
And on Thursday, we had a really interesting individual, Jeff 2, who does the sovereign citizen thing.
Okay.
He does not have a driver's license, per se. He has a very special license, okay? He is a traveler.
How does one become a sovereign citizen? I don't understand
It's
how that
too
works.
late.
Oh, okay.
You have to, before you start falling into the game that the government plays, you have to not play it. So we have already agreed to, signing up with driver's license and agreeing to New York State laws and
Gotcha.
where New York State tells you that driving is a privilege.
Oh, yes.
And that is why, we have all these laws, and only by our clemency can you, abide on the road in a four-wheel vehicle and stuff like that. So he was a very interesting guy. There's also a friend of Kim's that is a prophet who also came by to visit the house. So it was very interesting seeing him. Kim has had web connections with this guy for quite a long time. So he came over to visit. And then Miss Katie came over.
Ah, yes.
So she brought news from the city and all sorts of wonderful things that are going on.
Oh, wait a minute. This sounds way too many people. Way too many people.
Miss Kimmy did not make it to church on Sunday, but I did.
Ah.
So I could webcast
Aha.
and get the word out. And we are having Pastor Majid is taking a vacation. And we're having some visitors who will also be with us this Thursday for our Thursday talk.
Terrific.
It's going to be really cool. But it started me thinking, and a lot of times we forget where we are in Christianity and who we are. But another thing that also comes up to me around Christmas time is, how do you know that this guy that was born theoretically on December 25th, but we all know that it's only theory.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you know that this guy really was the Christ? Okay. When God created everything and man fell from the position that God put him in, okay, God needs, because he's perfect, he has to have a perfect environment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in order for man to be back with God, we have to be cleaned, redeemed, washed, brought back to where we originally started. So how do you know that this guy that was born on the 25th is the Redeemer, the one of God? Okay? One of the ways that does happen is way back in the Old Testament, they talked about this is going to happen. And it actually they started talking about it from the time that I use the phrase Adam bit the apple. Some people don't like that, but we know what we're talking about. Okay. From that time, okay, it said that his heel will come down upon him. Okay. But now this guy that we call Jesus, the Redeemer, how do you know that it's really him? Let's go to the book of Matthew, and let's just take a few items, okay? We're not going to go through the list of what the Old Testament says about the New Testament and that this is going to come, okay? I'm just going to take a few, okay? In Genesis, it said that the Messiah would be the seed of a woman. Okay, well, yeah, man is born of woman, so almost going to write that one off.
Okay.
Right? The Messiah would be a descendant of Abraham. Okay. Now, Abraham goes back a long ways, and this comes out of Genesis, and Genesis goes back a long ways. Okay, but you're a royal family. That's a good guess. Okay, I'm just going to use the royalty thing on that. Okay, the Messiah would be a descendant of Isaac. And this he wrote in Genesis. Who's Isaac? I don't think Moses knew who Isaac was.
No, no.
Okay, so this could be tough. No, I'm sorry. Maybe Moses did know who that is. He would be a descendant of Jacob. All right, he would be a descendant from an heir to the. He would be an heir to the throne of David. This, according to Isaiah. Now we're getting into a different author.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this came true also. The Messiah would be anointed and eternal, according to Psalms. The Messiah, this is a good one. He would be born in Bethlehem. And that's according to Micah.
Now we're getting pretty detailed.
Yeah. How did this minor prophet, he's a minor prophet, but he knew where the Christ child would be born. How does that work?
Interesting.
How come the big prophets didn't know this? If they're the big prophets and they're the good, Okay. All right. So let's see. According again to Isaiah, the Messiah would be born of a virgin. Wait a minute. It said in Genesis he would be born of the seed of a woman, but not the seed of man.
There you go.
He was not born of the seed of man. Very interesting. Okay, so this is getting really good now. He would be born, and all these things came true. The Messiah's birth would trigger a slaughter of children. This is according to Jeremiah.
Mm-hmm. We all know about
farther
Herod
on in the future. Yep, what happened with Herod, and when Herod found out that this king was born. Why is there a king born? I don't want any king born. I'm the king.
Yeah.
All right. He was born in Bethlehem. Go to Bethlehem. Everybody 2 years and younger, have them slaughtered.
Yeah.
So that's how that came about. And also, he was born in Bethlehem, but according to Hosea, the Messiah would come out of Egypt. How are you born in Bethlehem and you come out of Egypt? Because Jesus had to flee. So each one of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11 prophecies.
Okay, 11 prophecies all come true, and these are only about the birth. 11 prophecies of Jesus. Okay? Now, 11 prophecies, let me see if I can get this thing to work. 2 to the 11th power. I don't know if I can make this work.
Now, my question is, if you share that on Facebook, will you get a thing that pops up that says this has been disputed
yet to be verified
by fact checkers? Yeah.
The probability of these becoming true is 2 to the 11th power. That makes for a big number.
Yeah.
Okay? And this is only about the birth. You know, if you go to the back of the Bible and you look at all the things that all talk about, I think there's, I don't know how many there are just about his death on the cross. Okay? You know, that they would divide the robe. There's a bunch of things that are also about the death, and about the life, and about this, and about that.
Yeah.
As you take a look at the whole book and you find the story of redemption and the story of hope, that this is true.
Yeah.
It comes about that it's like, it's an impossibility, even a bigger impossibility than the last election, than some of the things that happened in the last election. Is that big an impossibility that this is not true. And also the amazing thing is there are people that came after that said, you know what, I'm going to find out the falsehoods on this. And people that started to dig into it actually found out that it's true.
Anybody who's ever read the book, The Case for Christ. Yeah.
Or back shortly after the death of Jesus, a generation, maybe like about 20 years after, there was a man named Josephus who actually went out and wanted to disprove the fact that this guy was a miracle worker and that he was some kind of child of God and all that other kind of stuff. Josephus, back in the day, is one of the great firsthand sources that we used to find out that these things that the eyewitnesses saw were true.
Yeah.
It actually did happen.
Amazing.
So that's one of the things that I find amazing about the Bible is the more you dig into it, the more there is to dig. And there's more to find out. And there's more to find out about God's grace, His glory, His creation, and the magnitude of His forgiveness. Just think that He forgave me, Al.
Yeah, that's quite a magnitude right there.
Yeah. Kim thinks so.
Oh man,
it is. These are wonderful things that Father God has given us that are right there at our hands for us to find out and for us to discover. Not only do we get to discover science kind of thingies, but we also get to discover the things that have been done by His hand.
Amen.
Well, I mean, all the science has been done by His hand, but when it comes to the spiritual exploration of God and Christ, what tools do we have other than our heart, in our mind?
Yep.
We're not going to go out there and we're not going to build a spiritual rocket where we can land in heaven and go, hey, this is for real.
Yeah.
The only way to get there is through Christ.
Amen.
Okay? And that happens inside, not with some invention of mankind.
That's right.
It is the creation of God that we are redeemed.
Amen.
Through His Son, Jesus. Amen. So we are about to close out our broadcast day, and our broadcast Good Words is brought to you by the good folks at NGEMS, who have over 100 years of floor covering experience. They're located at 2010 Oriskany Street West. Their phone number is 733-0421. Tony, Mark, and Julie are not only experts in floor covering, they are also experts in saving you money. So today, as we close out with today's good word, we're going to go to Luke 2, 6 through 7. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger, because there was no guest room available for them. So there you have it. Jesus placed in a manger. Because the guy said, hey, it says no vacancy.
No vacancy.
What's the matter for you? I'll let you go out. We got an old thing out there. I don't even let the animals sleep in it anymore, but if you ain't got nothing, you can use that. Okay? All right. See you later. Get out of here.
Oh, man. So till we talk to you tomorrow.
Everybody, take care.
Take care, everyone.
At the stars in the night, I wonder. At your lightning in the sky, I shudder. Your glory is a blanket that covers every living thing. And it feels like there's not enough praise inside of me. With all these words, all my heart can sing is holy. You are holy. Jesus Christ, you bled your love, laid down yourself and gave me life. In naked shame you hung and you were lifted up. Here I lay in awe and wonder. I am afraid, for no one's ever sacrificed and loved me this way. So on my face I fall under your heavy inside my heart. All of the day I want to be where you are, Holy Father. And it feels like there's not enough praise inside of me. With all these words